What's up? Welcome back. It's me. As you can see, we're in a new spot. I'm in the comfort of my own bed because I really didn't feel like moving to a different spot today. This video is pretty straightforward. I am just going to be talking about some of my irrational childhood fears. We've all had childhood fears. I don't know when exactly we grow out of them or when we realize that like these fears make no sense. I'm pretty sure I've said this in a previous video, but I don't live at home. Pray for me, first of all. But before I left home, I remember sitting down with my parents. I don't know why I thought of this, but I told them about one of my biggest childhood fears. My entire family looked at me like, boy, what the fuck? So I don't know if no one else had this fear. And last night I was FaceTiming my sister and it just kind of brought me back to when I was sitting with my family, because obviously I'm not with them. And I was like, man, remember that conversation? And then I was like, well, what other fears did I have? And then I started racking my brain, you know, trying to remember what else I thought of or feared of as a kid. But I'll start off with the very first one, the one that I told my parents about, which is quicksand. I was genuinely afraid of quicksand. I thought that was going to be a problem that I faced on like a day-to-day basis, and I thought I needed to know how to avoid quicksand. I was like, I need to learn how to get out of it. I need to learn how to not mistake sand for quicksand. I don't know why I feared quicksand so much. I have never seen it or come anywhere near it in my life, but oh my god, I was so scared of quicksand. I thought everyone else was too. I thought that, you know, as a community, like we just kind of learned how to survive through it. I don't know what was going on in my mind, but oh my god, I was so scared of quicksand. Another one, this is like a pretty common fear, but it was like magnified when I was younger. I was so scared of house fires. You know, we always like had those classes and you learn about house fires and you learn what to do in the situation, and you learn, you know, you're supposed to go home with your family and figure out like an escape route and all that. You know, for a good chunk of my life, I was like, okay, we're gonna have a house fire and we're gonna be so screwed because we don't have any emergency exits. And that was a really common fear. But I think a lot of kids have those fears. Now, like it's still just as possible to have a house fire, but I'm not as scared. I feel like I should be. I was also petrified of peer pressure. I thought that was going to be a huge thing when I got to middle school and high school. I thought that peer pressure was just going to surround me. I thought I was going to fall into like the wrong crowd and get involved with the wrong things. And I can honestly say I have never been peer pressured ever. I mean, yeah, it doesn't happen. I watched a movie when I was younger. What's it called? The Day the Earth Stood Still, like the original. It was, you know, one of those end of the world movies, and it ends with like the loss of all electricity, all technology, all of that. I was positive that was going to happen, that we were going to face just a worldwide blackout. And I was like, I gotta be prepared for it. I gotta know how to survive in a blackout. That was one of my fears. I don't know when I like grew out of this fear, because it's still very possible. But when I was younger and whenever I was in like the backseat of my mom's car, I was always worried that we were just gonna run out of gas and just be stranded. And not only were we gonna block traffic, but we were gonna be late to where we were going, and we were gonna be stuck, and our car was gonna break. I don't know, it was just always a thought in the back of my head that, yeah, we're gonna run out of gas and we're gonna be screwed for the rest of our lives. I mean, as soon as I started driving, I was like, well, that doesn't happen. Getting struck by lightning was another really big fear. And I know it's possible. All this stuff is like really possible, so it's normal to have these fears. But when you're a kid, you just get really stressed out thinking about it, you know? When I was younger, I was so scared of getting struck by lightning. I thought that was gonna happen during every single like thunderstorm. I just was so convinced. I was like, I'm gonna get struck by lightning and I'm going to die. I don't think I was the only one with that fear though. So this next fear, how do I explain this? I was really scared of getting pregnant, and not like accidentally getting pregnant, like not being safe, that kind of thing. I was like 6 years old and I was like, I'm gonna get pregnant. I hadn't had like the talk yet. I didn't really know what the hell was going on, but I remember I was scared of having a child, because I went to my mom's friend's house and she didn't have any kids. And I was like, Mom, like, how come Leah doesn't have any children? And my mom, I don't know why she said this, okay? We're not a crazy religious family, but she's like, because she told God that she didn't want to have any kids. And that was that. And I was like, and God listens? And she's like, yep. And I was like, okay, cool. I was so worried. I was like, if I don't tell God every single night that I don't want to have a child, I am going to wake up with a child. That scared me for a good amount of time. Not your typical fear of pregnancy, but yes, was scared of getting pregnant. I read a lot of Archie comics when I was younger. I saw, or often read, was like the typical getting stuck in cement, like getting your hands stuck in cement or getting your feet stuck in cement. And that's always something you want to do when you're a child, is like write your initials in the cement or like draw something in wet cement. I never had the chance, and even if I did, I don't think I would have, because oh my god, I did not want to get any part of my body stuck in wet cement for the rest of my life. So I'm still not going to go anywhere near it. If someone is like, Emma, you want to write your name in the cement? I'll be like, no, thank you. Nope, I'm going to get stuck. So this next one, I'm going to blame my sister for. I don't know why she had this fear. It wasn't really a fear of mine until she really started talking about it. But for the longest time, she was scared of going to the bathroom because she was convinced a snake was just gonna like swim out of the toilet and bite her. And I was like, Sam, you're insane. But then the more she talked about it, the more I was like, yeah, you know what? That's totally possible. We're gonna die from taking a shit. Another fear to do with Sam, when we were younger, we had bunk beds and I slept on the top and she slept on the bottom. But for a while, you know, I was just like really petrified that the bunk beds were gonna collapse and I was gonna squish my own sister. I don't know why it would collapse, but I was like, you know what? This is gonna happen, and if I wake up in the morning and Sam is dead, I can't say I'm gonna be surprised. The last fear to do with Sam, we would play this game when we were supposed to be sleeping, and one of us would say two names and the other one would have to like choose which one you wanted, or choose which one you liked more. So let's say I had two friends like Jenna and Paige, I don't know. Sam would be like Jenna or Paige, and I'd have to choose which friend I liked more, or you know, something stupid like that. I don't know why we did this. We did it with like friends, we did it with boys, we did it with like teachers. I don't know why we did this. It's just to occupy our juvenile minds. It always ended the same way, like me crying, because she'd be like, mom or dad, and I'd be like, I can't answer that, I can't answer that, because I couldn't answer it as a kid. I was so scared. I was like, what if I'm put in that situation where I genuinely have to choose between mom or dad? Like, I cannot do that. I was so scared, and I was like, I'm done playing, and I just like shut up for the rest of the night and I went to bed, because I was like, I can't choose, I'm scared to choose, I don't want to be like called out. What if I get in trouble? What if mom finds out that I choose dad? What if dad finds out I choose mom? I was just so scared. I was just scared, so I just didn't do it. This next one isn't really a fear, but it's just something I was so convinced of when I was younger. You know traffic lights, how they have red, yellow, green, right? And at the back of a traffic light is like bumpy, you know? For the longest time, I don't know why I thought this, but I thought there were giant bees in the back of traffic lights, like in traffic light, controlling the lights with a switch, like a light switch, and you could either go up or middle or down, and then these bees, these giant bumblebees, controlled the light. I don't know why I thought this. I don't know who told me that I was wrong, but I was wrong, because clearly that doesn't happen. To get to the fear portion of it, I was like, what if one of them falls asleep? What if one of them doesn't get the memo to switch up and they switch down, you know? I thought these bees that were controlling the traffic flow of the city were just gonna mess up and we were gonna die and get in an accident. Whatever. When I was younger, oh my god, I have to burp. Oh, that was really anticlimactic. I forget where I was in this conversation that I was having with myself. When I was younger, you know those moving sidewalks? It's like an escalator, but not an escalator. And I accidentally got my runner stuck in it, like stuck in the moving sidewalk. And I was so scared I wasn't gonna get it out. I was like, I'm gonna get sucked into this freaking moving sidewalk and I am going to get shredded and I am going to die. I don't know why I always thought that I was just going to die all the time. It just escalated so fast to just, this is going to happen, and then this, and then death. That is it. Nothing else. I lied earlier. I have one more to do with Sam. Yep. She used to sleepwalk a lot. Actually, she still does, but she did a lot when she was younger. And actually, this is still a really big fear of mine. Yeah, wow, I'm still really scared of this. I definitely thought of it when I was younger, and I think it's just like grown as I got older. Yeah, I was genuinely scared for my life that she was going to just, in her trance, go into the kitchen, grab a giant butcher knife, come back downstairs to my room, and stab me. It's really a gory thought to have as a kid, but it was definitely one I had. But just because she has no control over what she's doing in her sleep. She never did. I hope she never will. So this last fear, I don't know why. There was a movie that I watched when I was younger called The Neverending Story. It's not the best movie in the world. It's not all, it's a movie, okay? It's just a movie. It scared the shit out of me. Oh my god, it was scary. So I don't really remember the movie very well, but there are two things 100% that I remember. One being this giant dragon dog thing that the main character traveled on, which, you know, thinking about it, you'd be like, yeah, you know what, Emma, that's understandable, being scared of a giant talking dog dragon thing. Yeah, no, I wasn't scared of that. That was the least scary part of the entire movie, in my opinion, was this giant talking dragon dog thing. I didn't care about that. No, the part that scared me, if you haven't seen this movie, like, I'm not telling you to go watch it, I'm just gonna explain to you what happened. Okay, I'm sorry if it's like significantly darker in here, or if angle changed. Yeah, my camera died. I am really bad at charging it and remembering to charge it before I film something, so that's on me. Anyway, these two main characters had to walk through these two golden statues. The thing with these statues is if you weren't worthy, they would kill you. They would shoot lasers out of their eyes, I think, and it would just cremate you on the spot and you would be dead, which is great because I already had so many fears about being dead or dying that I just was so ready to take on another one. It's not good. Like, I was 7 years old, pretty sure. I was really young. I did not want to be watching this freaking movie. This one guy goes through the statues and I guess he's not worthy enough because he dies, he gets shot, he just falls to the ground, he's dead. So the other main character is just kind of looking at his dead friend and being like, cool, okay, awesome. If I ever found myself in a situation like that and someone I know literally died while walking through two statues, I would be like, you know what, I'm just gonna take the long way and I am not gonna go through that. I don't want to die today or any day at all because I'm not worthy enough. This kid goes through, he survives, he's worthy, I guess, whatever. That's fine, good for him. But I was so scared to go through any other doorway for like a week after. I was like, I'm gonna die. There's going to be random lasers that shoot out from the door frame and I'm going to die. I'm not going through any freaking doorway anytime soon. It made going to bed that night really hard because I was like, I cannot go into my room. I cannot go through this doorway. I am going to die. My dad was like waving his arm from the hallway to the bedroom and he was like, go to bed, you're fine. And I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm literally gonna get shot and I'm gonna die. This is not gonna end well. I'm not, nope. So that was a fear of mine, was doorways and getting shot at. When you're younger, I don't really know where these fears come from or why they happen. Your mind is just so crazy and you're already like trying to take in the entire world around you. So everything is just magnified and scary. I had a lot of fears and I don't know if anyone else had a lot of fears or if anyone else had any of these fears, but like, if you did, let me know so I don't feel as alone. I can 100% say that I don't have these fears anymore except for Sam stabbing me, because that still could happen. Those are my childhood fears and they're just irrational and they're crazy, but they're common and they happen. So that is about it for my childhood fears and my psychotic juvenile mind. Pretty sure everyone fears death, but I feared it to the extreme. Yep. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please make sure to do so. Follow me on Twitter and Snapchat as well. I put out new videos every single week. I don't really have a set day yet, but like, I'll figure it out, so it's totally fine. Yeah, I need to go study for my midterms now, so I'll see ya.